Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Today we're going to cover some interesting topics, such as an update on Hodinkee and the fact that there's another round of layoffs, and what do I think is a good way to negotiate price. All that and more in today's episode. Now, of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing my Del Rey watch by Turby with the aventurine dial. The limited run that we made a few months back. This is the one I kept for myself. Absolutely loving it. And also, guys, don't forget to check out delraywatch.com. Some very cool pieces, including the Gerard Perigo Laureato Evo 3 Moonphase. Yes, that's right, the one I own. Well, it's not my piece. We just got one in. And we have it not only in the white like I own, but if you prefer black, we got that too. These are extremely hard to find nowadays. We also got in a Tudor Black Bay 54, the smaller size for you vintage lovers and with smaller wrists. And a very interesting Jacques Dro manual wind GMT in a tonneau shape. Another very rare watch that offers you a very high level of watchmaking for not a lot of money. All that and way more at delraywatch.com, the best place for a watch geek to buy a watch. Link in the description below. So yeah, guys, these are some of the questions you asked me on Instagram. You know the drill. Couple, or actually more than a few times a month, Q&A picture pops up on my Instagram at Federico Talks Watches. When you see that picture, feel free to ask your question. When I get enough questions, I take the picture down. Please do not DM me. I do not check them. In no particular order, we start with Frederick Frank. Hey Fed, love your brutal transparency. Is there any movement you tend to steer away from when sourcing watches? Yes, I do not like the A-Shield alarm caliber. I've had lots of issues with the winding mechanism in the past. They always seem to come back under warranty and for service, and I always end up losing money. So that is not one that I tend to want to buy if it comes across an offer. Pedro 457876. Hey Fed, do you think Rolex current upgrade in production will lead to lack of interest in the brand? No, not at all. I think it might lead to lower prices because the supply will meet the demand. And I guess if the supply does increase, the fact that it's like so hard to get and rare and that goes away, it might lead to a little lack of interest in the brand, but I don't think that's going to be a main factor. I think we will see prices come down, not only for economic factors, but also because there'll be more supply. I think Rolex knows what they're doing, and overall for their business, I think this is definitely a plus. Will Treves, what are the best tips for negotiating price? Do you ever get offended when someone offers you a lowball? Well, I can give you a few tips, but when someone offers me a lowball, I don't get offended. I just don't answer. Don't even answer the email. I got a watch listed for $5. You offer me $2.5. I'm not answering. I have better things to do with my time, and that person's not a serious buyer anyway. So no reason to get offended. I just won't be engaging you. But what are the best tips for negotiating a price? Well, first off, figure out if the price is worth negotiating. Is it already a good price? Check out on Chrono24. What does it compare to? Is it comparable? If it's already the lowest price, then there's no harm, no harm in asking for a few $100 off, but don't be surprised if they say no. That's absolutely fine. If the price is on the high side, well, then you can negotiate more aggressively. But the main thing is don't negotiate just to negotiate. Figure out the market, figure out what the watch should cost, what's a good price, and what's it listed at. If it's already a good price, then don't piss the seller off. Yeah, try and get a better price, but if the lowest one's $4,000 and he's asking $4,200, then don't ask for $3,000. You're wasting everybody's time. The biggest tip is to just know the information. Be respectful, be serious, and most importantly, if you negotiate and your offer is accepted, do not back out. I have a policy. If I negotiate and I accept someone's offer and then they change their mind, me and that person will never be doing business ever again. Their word is no good and they wasted my time. And you guys should do it the same way. Richard Warren 1919. Hodinkee recently did yet more layoffs. Has the Crown and Caliber experiment failed, and how can Hodinkee dig itself out of the hole? So Hodinkee bought the pre-owned watch dealer Crown and Caliber, and then, LVMH put a heavy investment in Hodinkee, yada, yada, yada. Yes, Hodinkee did more layoffs. You can see it on Instagram, a lot of ex-employees looking for jobs. Has the Crown and Caliber experiment failed? Absolutely. They've been having payment issues, as I said in a previous video. Their pricing algorithm makes no sense. I don't want to get into a million ways on why the Crown and Caliber thing didn't work. I made a previous video. If you want to know more about that, then just search for it. But how can Hodinkee dig itself out of this hole is, cut costs, lay off more employees, keep your best ones, and just, you have to run at a profit. You can't have $50,000 a month in rent, $200,000 a month in payroll, and be competitive with your watch pricing. Not to mention, their content is shifted, more fashion forward, which people seem to not like, and they got rid of a lot of their core group. Hodinkee is on a lot of watch collectors' shit lists. Is it time to maybe get rid of them once and for all? Maybe, but they're doing layoffs, and that's what they have to do for business. But I think it's much more than layoffs. They need to stick to their core audience and stop trying to become a fashion magazine that nobody wants to read. Watch rolling. Hey Fed, keep on giving people what they want. Thank you. Holy Trinity fight to the death. Who wins? So Vacheron versus AP versus Patek. Patek wins hands down. AP's got one trick. It's called the Royal Oak. Everything else is entirely irrelevant, and the brand wouldn't exist. Vacheron doing a lot better recently, but of course owned by a big group, less control of their production. Patek is the big boy that everybody loves, and some people love to hate, but Patek is Patek, and Patek wins. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Really does help. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more episodes. And of course, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.